Hello guys, today we are gonna talk about what it takes to be very productive. Have a look. We will exactly explain you the downfalls when practicing productivity in business and life. So, let's get started. 1. Beginning your day with no action plan. If you begin your day with no action plan, you're damned from the start. You start off late and feel overpowered from the beginning. You then spend your day in a defensive and crisis mood. You might likewise find yourself hurriedly and arbitrarily responding to other people's issues and events and place them higher up than your own issues. 2. No equilibrium. There are 7 key areas in our lives where we have to practice equilibrium in order to feel and have success. 1. Wellness. How your body feels and how it reacts to external stimulants. 2. Loved ones, quality time and responsibilities with loved ones. 3. Financial, amount of fiscal burdens and revenue obligations. 4. Intellectual, how exterior stimulants affect your life. 5. Social, how you interact with other people. 6. Professional, the procedures that you utilize to advance your career. 7. Spiritual, your relationship with the higher power and other people. Each of these areas calls for our daily time for completeness, although they might not all get equal time every day. It's not so crucial to spend significant time in every area, but it's crucial to spend a little time in every area. In the long haul, our lives will be balanced and harmonious if we spend a sufficient amount and quality of time in every area. All the same, if we disregard any one of these areas, we may quickly sabotage our success. For example, if we don't take care of our wellness, our loved ones and social life suffer. Likewise, if we're out of balance in our monetary resources, we can't adequately center on our professional goals, career dreams and additional crucial areas of focus. Cluttered up workspace. A cluttered up workspace may produce a cluttered up work brain. Issues result when you can't find crucial business documents or locate info for your customers. These things induce mayhem, wreak bedlam and confusion, but may likewise lead to lost revenue and delayed billing. Studies have been conducted, proving that an individual who works with a cluttered-up desk spends about 1 to 2 hours a day searching for things or being distracted by them. This may add up significantly in hours squandered per week. Poor rest. The perpetrator of poor rest is the blame for a lot of net entrepreneurs not meeting goals or seeing results in their businesses. Not enough sleep may lead to poorly made decisions or irrational selections as they relate to crucial business functions. Studies have evidenced that nearly 75% of net enterprisers are sleep deprived, and that their businesses are inadvertently impacted. Being tired isn't good or productive for the work-at-home individual. If the deficiency of sleep doesn't negatively impact the entrepreneur, the caliber of their sleep will. This implies that when they do get to rest, it's commonly fitful, restless sleep because of fundamental stress and other debilitating components. Stress-filled days are hazardous to the net entrepreneur and may eventually become detrimental. The key is to acquire enough rest and proper sleep to experience less tension and become more productive. Not taking breaks. Taking decent breaks and frequent breaks is a big failure of the net entrepreneur. Because they're not on a routine or rigid schedule as in a corporate scene, they feel that they shouldn't have to or can't consider breaks. They might likewise feel that doing so is a waste of time. Not truthful. Taking sufficient breaks is vital to daily successes. A lot of times, the net entrepreneur likewise neglects to take sufficient breaks as they feel as though they may produce better results. They feel that if they work straight through, that they may get more accomplished and be more productive. This doesn't produce more results or even better work time. If the body is exhausted, reaction and creativity are gravely hampered and may cause the quality of the entrepreneur's work to suffer. Many procrastinators tell themselves stuff like, "I'm lazy. I'm undisciplined. I'm a failure. I'm hopeless. I've got no self-control. I'll never win at anything." Many creative persons, activists, and other ambitious dreamers take the self-abuse a step farther, framing their procrastination as a moral defect. "I'm a sellout, unattached, shallow." A lot of procrastinators lead a double life, acting happy and productive while truly feeling hemmed in. Their boasts about their big workloads, power to work under pressure, and steady need to pull all-nighters are frequently just a cover for shame and despair, and frequently, when matters get really hot when they're about to miss a serious deadline, thereby showing their real, shameful nature, they cut and run, deserting a project, class, job, relationship or other commitment. Frequently, procrastinators become depressed almost as soon as they wake, as they recognize they're destined to procrastinate that day. Procrastination may also feel really confusing. At bedtime, you retrospect on the day and can't figure out where your time went. You remember reading the headlines, drinking a cup of java with your office mates, watching some TV, and surfing the net, but those random activities couldn't possibly have filled the whole day, could they? But, naturally, they did. Procrastination is the thief of time. To a procrastinator, it truly does feel as if his or her time were somehow stolen. If a procrastination issue is severe enough, and lasts long enough, it's often called a block, as in writer's block. Anybody may be blocked, and many individuals, maybe most, are. Occasionally, blocks last for weeks or months, but oftentimes, tragically, they last for years, decades or even entire lifespans. Being blocked is among the riskiest feelings in the world. It drives some individuals to absolute desperation. But wait, there's no need to feel ashamed or desperate. When someone confesses to a procrastination issue, I congratulate her. Yes, congratulate. Here's how come. Procrastination is an affliction of ambitious individuals. If you don't trust me, do a net search on procrastination. You'll acquire links to hundreds of pages advising you on how not to procrastinate while writing your novel or thesis, following a fitness program, or seeking a new career. These are all challenging endeavors, and individuals who follow them ought to be admired even if they do procrastinate. All procrastinators, regardless how baffled, may boast at least one accomplishment: they haven't quit on their dream. If they had, they wouldn't be concerned about procrastinating on it. To hang on to a challenging dream despite one's fears, and likewise, frequently, despite disheartenment and disapproval from those around us and society itself, requires vision, dedication and bravery. So, rather than seeing your procrastination issue as a shameful defect, attempt viewing it instead as a symbol of something ancient inside you. Yeah, you've got a little work to do to recognize your full potential, like who hasn't? But at least you continue showing up and fighting the great fight. A different reason not to feel bad about your procrastination issue is that pretty much everybody procrastinates.